the very first one has how many terms? 3. It has 3 terms. So what's the GCF? 2 y to the 4th. Very good. All right, Cameron, so if I take out 2x to the 3rd y to the 4th from that first term, what would I have left?
11x squared.
Yeah.
Y.
Perfect. All right, Clay, if I take out 2x cubed y to the 4th from that second term, what do I have left? And then y to the 4th. Very good. All right, Josh, if I take out 2x to the 3rd y to the 4th from this third term, what would I have left? Bless you. Oh, careful. 6 minus 3. The x to the 3rd. Okay, very good job. Very good. All right, how many terms are on number 2? 4, which means we need to do what? Group. Now, what happens when I group these together?
You can't do it.
You can't do anything, but I can rearrange some stuff so that they do have something in common. So what could I put with the x squared? AX or BX, either one of them, okay? I'm just going to do the AX because they both work out to be the same. Okay, so I use this guy and I use this guy. So what things are left?
Do AB minus BX.
Positive AB minus BX. You can, yeah, as long as you keep the signs with them. As long as you keep the signs. Now, if you change the signs, then that's not legal. All right, now if we grouped them together, what would the first two have in common? An x, there you go, which would leave me with x minus a. And then that would be a positive. What do those two have in common? B. That leaves me with a minus x. Now, they're not the same, but they're very, very, very close to being the same. So what would I need to do to this guy to make him start looking like this guy? There you go, but be careful. When you flip that around, you're not going to say x minus a, because that's not a positive x.
Plus
What kind of?
negative x.
Negative x plus a. Now they're in the same order, but they have the wrong signs. Remember, you can't have a leading negative anyway. So what can you do to this guy? Yeah, so instead of a positive b, it'd be a negative b. And that would be a positive x minus a. Now they're the same. Alright, so that would be x minus a and x minus b. And what were to happen if I were to FOIL that? If I were to FOIL that, you would get the same answer you started with, right? They may be in a little different order, but it'll be the same answer, okay? All right, what about number 3? This one is the one you have to be very, very careful with. If it has a 5 in the middle and a 6 on the end, you have to be very careful, okay? But the thing is, they'll all give you 5. But which one is the one that adds or subtracts to be positive 5?
6, negative 1.
But multiplies to be negative 6, and that is 6 and negative 1. Very good. Because 2 plus 3 is 5, but that'll multiply to be positive 6. Negative 2 and negative 3 is negative 5, and that's still positive 6. And 6 and 1 is the only one that'll give you the whole thing. You're all okay with that? All right, what about number 4? How many terms does number 4 have? 2 with no GCF? Well, what do you notice about these two guys? There you go. And you have to do them in the same order that they give you. They give you 16 first. So that'd be 4m. And then what kind of signs give you a minus? Negative and positive, or positive and negative. It doesn't matter the order. And then what's the square root of 225? Anybody go? 15. Very good. 5 is 25. It's okay. All right, and then let's look at last one, number 5. How many terms are there? 4. All right, what do the first two have in common? X to the 4th, which leaves you with x plus 7y cubed. All right, and what kind of sign am I going to take? Yeah, what do those two have in common? Perfect. Just be careful when you divide. Negative 8 divided by negative 2 is a positive 4. Y to the third. And 14 divided by negative 2 is a negative 7. Very good. Did you do everything right? Did they have things in common? Yeah, they did have things in common. We took things out. Are these two the same? No. So what do we call it? Prime. Very good. Do not, be careful to not call it no solution, okay? No solution means that we're going to learn in chapter 4 that we can eventually find that there is a solution. It's just a little bit different, okay? All right, so here's what we're going to do. Saturday, we had an ACT prep session, and it dawned on me that I don't think I've been giving you all the strategies that I probably should have given you. So we're going to start talking about some strategies. One of the strategies, is a very easy strategy, is a letter of the day, okay? So you're driving down the road, and you like randomly think, oh, I like this letter. Let's pick this letter today, okay? So you pick whatever letter you want to. You got the letter you want? Is that your letter? Whatever letter, A, B, C, D, or E. Got it? All right. So what happens when you cannot figure out how to work a problem on the ACT?
Christmas tree.
No, you do not Christmas tree it. You guess the letter of the day, right? Do not Christmas tree it. Christmas tree, it means that you're going like all kinds of different answers all the way down.
Oh, you stay with that.
You stay with that same answer every single time, because statistically, you will have a better probability if you stick with the same answer every single time than if you Christmas tree different answers. Does that make sense to everybody? Yeah? Okay, so do you have your letter of the day? You got yours? It doesn't matter what letter it is. Although you normally don't want to go with E, because if you were in my study session, remember E was the cannot be determined, and 9 out of 10 times. That's why they normally go with pick C. But, I mean, Mr. Hester brought up a good point that don't you think the test administrators have already kind of caught on to that? So that's a good point. So I probably would pick either A, B, or D, one of those three, because E is that cannot be determined question, and it's not normally your answer. So, all right. Still okay? All right, so what's the letter of the day mean? There you go. Stick with the same letter each time if you don't know it. Y'all ready? Okay, how many problems are we doing? 2. So how many minutes do you have? 2 minutes. I'm not starting yet. I'm just getting it ready. Huh? Yeah. I know we hadn't done one in a minute because we've been trying to catch up from being out all those days. Got it? Yeah, you should have them. It's been about 2 weeks since we've done one.
We did these in this one.
Did you really?
Uh-huh.
Oh, oops.
At least you know how to do it.
At least you can do it. That's a coincidence. Well, guess that means you should be coming to Saturday sessions, huh? All right, I did not realize that. All right, anybody need a second? Don't start yet. Don't cheat. Don't start yet. Okay, one of the things that I talked about in my session was, because there was 5 different math teachers here, we all had different things to talk about. If you can shave 1 second off of each question, how many questions are on the math ACT? 60. You can shave 1 second off of each question. How many seconds have you saved yourself? 1 whole minute, right? You saved yourself 1 whole minute by shaving 1 second off of each question. So no little small piece of time is insignificant, okay? Every piece of time is very valuable, especially when you're looking at the whole test. Clay, did you find yours?
Yep.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. 17 and 18, go. 17 and 18. 10 seconds. All right, here we go. So when will we go over these? Tomorrow. There you go. We'll go over this tomorrow. All right. And you will find that the more things that we do, the easier everything will get, okay? You'll find that the further through the year we go, the easier all this will get. All right, here we go. So we are on page 9, and here is the assignment for the day. Okay? We are going to work on 3 through 6, and if you did not do like you were supposed to do on Friday, and over the weekend and watch the video, then you need to be doing that now. And then you can get caught up on 3 through 6 at the end. Okay, I'm going to hand back your homeworks shortly, and I'm going to hand back your quizzes shortly. And then those will be entered into the computer this evening for y'all, okay? Anybody have a question? Yes, sir.
I have to hear both, so can I go outside?
Yes, you certainly can. You really shouldn't even need the sound. If you want to try it without the sound, just turn your volume down, or you can talk about it. Whichever one you want to do. Let's look at number 3 very quickly, though, before we all start, okay? Just to make sure we're all on the same page. So you need to make a matrix out of all of these numbers with your letters. So what would be the first row? 5? Yeah. There you go. And then what would be the second row? Be careful. Perfect. Why'd she put a 0? Because there's no y value. Yep. What about the third row?
0, 5.
Perfect. Yep. And then you multiply that by your letters because that's what you're trying to find. Equals. What the system equals is 10, 5, and 0. Perfect. Good job, Jalen. All right. So normally, if you had an equation and you had a plus sign, you would move this over by doing the opposite of a plus sign. What's the opposite of a plus sign? Negative sign, right? But notice that this is multiplication. And did we ever do division of matrices? No. There you go. We found the inverse. So you need to make sure you know how to do the top 4 in your calculator to be able to move this over and do the inverse. Guys, this stuff is very easy. You just need to make sure you watch the videos to make sure you know how to use your calculators, because remember, you can use your graphing calculator on this test, and we're going to review tomorrow, and your test will be Wednesday, okay? Test will be Wednesday. So we're going to get caught up today, and we're going to get 3 through 6 finished, and then we're going to look at our quizzes, and then that is it for the day, okay? I've got my pencil, and I'm coming around for anybody that needs help. Y'all can certainly get in groups too, by the way. You don't have to worry about yourself, is it? Yes. I haven't watched the video, though. Yeah, no, I'm getting the batteries yet because they won't let me. I'll just turn that down a little bit. Well, I just had it out. those of you that are working on number 3, here's the answer. Make sure you can get your calculator to give you this answer, okay? Make sure you can get your calculator to give you that answer on number 3. If they are not terminating decimals. Those are terminating, so you can use those. Now, you certainly could put them in as fractions if you wanted to. Alright, there's the answers for the bottom 3. Just in case you're working through those, check your work and let me know if you need help. Okay, I'm coming around to everybody.